Once upon a time, in the lands of the First European Union, Holy Roman Empire, lived a nation named Dithmarschen. This was a special nation because it was a peasants' republic, established by the first peasant ever, Hans Gruber, and no, you cannot prove that to be wrong, so we're going with Hans Gruber. Dithmarschen was pain in the arse for many nations, and we're gonna do exactly that in our run today. We're gonna establish a true peasants' paradise in EU4. My name is Ludi, and this is Jackass. Europa Universalis 4. Let's go play Iron Man compatible Dithmarschen. Also, kids, if you want to continue the story of Dithmarschen with a second part, don't forget to leave a like. 5,000 likes, and we're gonna restore the Russian Empire as Dithmarschen. To start our peasants' journey, we're gonna go to our estates first, give out the +1 admin and diplo points, oversight by the clergy with patronage of the arts and private trade fleets, as well as we're gonna be selling titles, boom, and then afterwards we're gonna be developing our province here once. Make sure you encourage development beforehand, and then after we've developed it once, since we get a -10 dev cost reduction from having 65 with 76 burgers, and we're going to be taking 5% groundlands. Now we're only getting no debuffs. That is correct, no debuffs. What do I mean? Oh Ludi, there's so many things here. All of these don't matter. Absolutism -30%. Absolutism doesn't strike until 1600. This doesn't affect us. Liberty, desire, and subjects. We have no subjects. Monthly autonomy change plus 0.20. You don't get increase in autonomy in your capital province above 0. So you're actually getting 0 debuffs. Oh, -15 tax. We also get +15 tax from our clergy. So literally no debuffs. Oh, you don't give the +1 mana for your OPMs because you're going to struggle to get it back. That is extremely wrong. It is actually quite the opposite. With OPMs, it's really easy to get the crownlands back, and it doesn't really affect you at the start having very low crownlands. One more thing we're going to do is we're going to assign the starting 7 light ships in the Lubeck trade node, so we get a little bit more of this trade node, and we are going to assign our second merchant to collect in the English channel node. Despite not having any trade power right now in that area, we will get some in the nearby future. Another thing we can do is stab up one so we can start getting our prosperity in our lands, and we're also going to go for a Chad advisor here that gives us some discipline. Morale of armies advisor is good as well, and Dithmarschen's missions is what makes it a shining jewel with some of the most overpowered modifiers in the game, including a permanent claim on the entirety of the Russian region and until the end of the game +5 admin efficiency. This is insanely overpowered. You also get at the end of the game 20% goods produced. Again, this massively boosts up your nation, as well as rebel support efficiency and spy network construction until the end of the game. Until we get to that point, first thing we need to do is get 125 relations with a bishopric or any sort of theocratic government nation. The easiest normally is going to be the nation of Magdeburg, and we're going to do that because this is going to give us claims on the entirety of the Weser state, as well as any lower Saxon areas we do not already have claims on. We're also going to recruit 2 more infantry units for the time being, and we can just lower the maintenance cost since we're not going to be going to war until we get the alliance with Magdeburg here. That might take a little bit of time as well.
A few moments later.
We've improved relations up to 125 with Magdeburg. We've also gotten an alliance with them, which means that we can do this mission, and there you go. With the simple press of a click, we have a ton of claims on the entirety of this region here. So we have the option of attacking whichever of these nations easiest to attack. In my case, that would actually be Saxe-Lauenburg. Having them as a vassal means that I can increase my land force limit without having to pay extra ducats for it. Guys, I also want to point out one very important aspect. I've seen a lot of people saying that, oh, you need to restart if this doesn't go okay in your run. I'm a very strong advocate against that. No matter how bad your starting situation is, the beauty about EU4 is the fact that you have to deal with it, and it makes your game unique. So in my case here, Oldenburg, which is what I normally would have gone for, or Württemberg for that matter, have allied pretty strong nations, Brandenburg, Hamburg, Gelre, etc., etc. So because of that, I am molding my run Verdun based on that particular situation. So in my particular case, I'm gonna attack Friesland, which is only allied to East Frisia, and without co-belligerating East Frisia, I will take both of these lands, getting a strong foothold in the English Channel. However, until I do that, as I said, I'm gonna attack Saxe-Lauenburg, but in your game, it depends what your situation is. If you're lucky and you can attack Verdun, then attack them, because this is the easiest expansion path you can ever have. Based on that, you should choose your rivals accordingly. I recommend Verdun, Lubeck, and East Frisia, but if they get strong alliance blocks, it might be a little bit tougher. Also, to take note is that your starting leader is a randomly generated one, so depending on how many times you're willing to restart, you can get a 000 or a 666. My troops just had their daily dose of schnitzels and they are ready to go. I'm gonna get a general as well. Hopefully he gets a siege pip. Of course he doesn't, why would he? But at least 2 shock is not that bad. We're gonna attack these guys here, and we are gonna be not co-belligerating Anhalt since they're allied to Saxony, but we will also vassalize Anhalt as well since they are a very easy nation to vassalize. You can get military access through Hamburg, and let's go for Saxe-Lauenburg. And it looks like we can make our first vassal here, Dithmarschen, take all their money as well, and we are going to cancel their rivalry to get some extra prestige from this. There we go, and now we're going to finish off Saxe-Lauenburg as well. Gonna have to get military access to go back through Brandenburg, sadly. Another thing to note is that once you get a little bit stronger, you're going to have a lot more alliance opportunities, as I'll show you after we have the war here finished. Siege of Saxe-Lauenburg is finished, so we're going to be vassalizing them, cancel a couple of their rivals to get some extra prestige, and get all the money that we can get from them. Now we got 2 very disloyal vassals, but not to fear, they will eventually be loyal, and we're not over our diplo relation slots either. Take note that you cannot give the strong duchies since you don't have access to the nobility, but that is really not much of a big deal. So next up, we're going to be attacking the nation of Friesland, and we're not co-belligerating East Frisia since we don't want to fight the Scots as well in this war. Look at this, guys. Because of the 2 extra vassals, I can recruit the Free Company without going over my land force limit, which means I can just grind these troops up in the fights against what's left of the Frisian armies there. Oh, come on, don't run away from me.
Oh no, Hans, the Frisian is gone.
Alright, let's get back to our bees here. We're gonna replace one of our armies with the mercenary army so we can drain the mercenary manpower rather than our very own manpower pool. I've also assigned my vassal Anhalt here to take this province from the objective screen, which means I am essentially not losing a single soldier in my main army since my mercs are taking this and my vassals are taking the other city. This is what we call a 5-head move. And the sieges are over. We're gonna peace out East Frisia and we'll just cancel the alliances they have for the time being because it would be a little bit too much extra aggressive expansion for me to actually take that land myself. I am, however, going to be fully annexing the nation of Friesland, and it is a lot of aggressive expansion. Not to fear, even with all of this aggressive expansion, we'll be a-okay. The Emperor will ask us for unlawful territory if we are not at war, so because of that, we're gonna be at war. Yes, that is correct. We are attacking the nation of Verdun, and we are gonna be calling in Magdeburg to help us against Brandenburg and Hamburg. It's gonna be a tough war, but it's gonna be a war that we will definitely win. I actually forgot to seize land before I declare the war, but I just want to show you guys. I took 2 provinces and I went from 6% crownlands to 15. I took 9% crownlands from 2 provinces. This is what I mean when I say that the crownless problem is not a problem, especially when you're playing as a 1 province minor. One of the best tactics you can have in EU4 when fighting against a larger alliance bloc is to isolate and take out their armies one by one when they're separate. So the enemy army actually outnumbered me at the start of the war. However, because I kept wiping out one of their armies whenever I saw them isolated, I've actually gotten down to even odds, and now it's just the Brandenburg army that's left against my army and my allies' army. That's why I'm actually hunting down Brandenburg now rather than the other way around. Our general died, so we have to get a new one. This time we got 1 siege pip and 3 shocks, so this is going to be a really good general. We're going to use this guy actually to fight against the Brandenburgians here. For lucky lucky enough, we're gonna catch up to them via the Magdeburg area, meaning that our troops are actually going a little bit faster than their troops are going through Prignitz. There you go. This should be a fairly good fight. We do have -2 disadvantage because we did a river crossing like noobs, but we should still win because we have way more troops and a great general. There you go. Now it's just a matter of sieging down Berlin and piecing them out. Well, 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 looks like Brandenburg's back for more. They like a bit of ass whooping, don't they? Yes, they do. All right, well, that was an easy fight. It was not even funny. Feel bad for the Brandenburgian army, to be fair. But it is what it is, and we're not playing as them today, sadly. Holy schnitzel, this actually felt surprisingly fast, man. Didn't expect Berlin to fall that fast, but hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna go for trade power, war reps here, all the cash I can take, and cancel some alliances. Why not? Let's cancel some alliances. Booyah, Brandenburg is out. So all of you peeps who keep telling me,
Oh, Verdun allied Brandenburg.
it is doable. In fact, I thought about this so intensely that when I saw at the start of the game that they allied Brandenburg, my initial plan was to vassalize Anhalt and give Anhalt to the Brandenburgians as a offer to peace them out in case I'm losing the war. So 5 steps ahead, boys, and you're gonna have a great game. Hamburg, sadly, I would love to annex them. It would be a massive boost to my economy, but it's over 50 aggressive expansion, so I'm just gonna go for trade power, war reps, and all the cash I can take. And I've also canceled all of their alliances, because why not, right? We got a lot of cash now, so we can also get some more advisors. I'm gonna go for the trade efficiency guy, which is gonna help out so much. And here, not many great options. I'll just go for the tax guy, I guess. We need to have 4 provinces in this area to do our next mission, so we're getting 2 from Verdun, but we have to wait a little bit because we still have a little bit of a coalition. I believe after 1 more year, we should be fine coalition-wise, and afterwards, our next target is going to be the nation of Lüneburg. We also will be integrating Saxe-Lauenburg by that point too. It would seem that we are slightly in luck as Lüneburg is in the Thuringian War for Independence. So we're going to piece these guys out here. As you can see, almost nobody in that coalition. Booyah, and now we also can get more crownlands. If we wait for 1 day, this is going to boost from 15 to 18% from taking 2 more provinces. Get an extra 5%, but before we do that, we're going to go for our rivals as well. We're going to choose new rivals, and we're going to go with Lüneburg, which we will be attacking soon, and Utrecht, because they don't really have any great alliance sets. They're just allied to Oldenburg, so it's actually a perfect target for us. Before we core this up, we can also go ahead and concentrate development to lower the coring cost before we do core, and we can as well go for the admin tech, giving us our first idea group, and we're up to 17 innovativeness or innovativeness. Let's see who would join in this. We attack them. Okay, this is actually pretty good. What about if we called in Mecklenburg? That is even better, actually. So we can call in Mecklenburg, and that means we got 14 of our side against roughly 12 of their side. That's gonna obviously go up because they can easily recruit more troops. Let's do our government reform. Let's go for republicanism, and we do start, by the way, with the Peasants Republic, which gives us extra morale of armies and production efficiency, making this a super great early game government reform. You know what? Let's sell a few crownlands and get this estates now. We're gonna get more crownlands after the war with Lüneburg anyway, so we might as well use the extra cash to fight this war. Let's go. That was Volt. Whatever it may be, it will be. Hopefully, Lübeck is gonna focus on Mecklenburg, and then that's gonna give us the sway to finish off Brunswick and the other guys in the meanwhile. Actually, let's position our troops first here, so we have an easy time to stack wipe the Brunswicki army first. There you go. Let's go for Telly as a war target, and yeah, boys, let's do it. Let's do it, everybody. Oh, you guys definitely regret the fact that you were drilling when I started the war, don't you? Oh, yes, you do. Oh, they're trying to get away. No, cannot let you get away. Come over here. There you go. That's a Starken Weipen, sir. And we're gonna carpet siegius the rest of your Maximus here. I mean, the rest of your country. Another great advice I have for you guys. In EU4, sometimes you need to know when to quit early on in wars against certain nations. I could fully siege Brunswick here, but I'm only gonna go for a white piece or 4 ducats because I want to use my army to focus on the enemy armies before they start recruiting en masse a lot more troops than I can handle. So it's really important that you know when to judge these situations so that you can actually make the most out of them. Ah, yes, the Dithmarschen people army has liberated Lübeck. Let us make a peace treaty with them. We're gonna go for 40 ducats here, as much as we can anyway, and war reps, as well as humiliation. We can get our splendor goal achieved, meaning that we now get more splendor than we would otherwise be getting. We can finally take care of the nation of Stettin, which is the last one standing in this alliance block. Chase him down with these troops and siege him down with the other ones. Ha ha ha, the peasants have got you, filthy Stettiner feudalist bastards. And you died a dead. Oh no, they didn't. We're gonna have to do him again to kill him up. There she blows. Now the enemy army doesn't have any more troops whatsoever. Oh nein, eine Incidenten in the Empire. I do want you to do the first reform. So hell, I'll give you the points, man. I'll give you the points for this one. How's our situation here going? We're gonna wait until the 1st of January, then we're gonna peace out Lüneburg. We have been sitting on them for quite a little bit, so they've started getting a little bit of devastation in these lands. Of course, we're gonna keep Joachim von Awesomeness here. He's officially a 666, and he's really helped us since the beginning of the game. We extended this war for an extra year than what I expected it to last, because we have a very important reason. First off, there's not much of a coalition now, if any, and second off, we can get a claim on Utrecht, so we can attack Utrecht right after this war. Let's core up everything here as well, and let's also take 5% more crownlands, bringing us up to 20% crownlands. Check our new rivals here. Lübeck is actually a really good rival target since we will attack him soon as well, as is, for that matter, Munster. But until those points, we can do the resist feudalism mission. However, before we do that, we're going to go ahead and lower the autonomy in these provinces, which means that we're going to get extra unrest here. But because of this, it lowers 10 unrest, so it makes these parts a little bit more loyal towards us, albeit not super more loyal. We also actually get a permanent claim on Frisia, so no need to get a claim beforehand. Feels bad, man. We're gonna do our thing here. Let's go send the mercenaries over to Oldenburg, assign Hound von Lightning to that one, and use the rest of the army to take care of Utrecht. With Utrecht siege down, we can now peace all of these boys out here. We're gonna peace out Oldenburg first, and we are gonna go for all the cash, trade power, and war reps, and we're gonna cancel whatever alliances they might have, in the hopes that somebody, aka Brunswick or Munster, are gonna kill them and annex them. Utrecht, on the other hand, we really want to take the province of Ovestisch, but as you can see, that's gonna give us a bit of a larger coalition than we like it to. We're gonna go for humiliation war reps, and we're gonna wait until the next year before we peace them out, so that we get less nations in that coalition. Of course, once more, we're keeping Joachim von Chadius, and 1st of Jan, there you go, a lot less nations would join in this, and we're gonna peace them out. The Emperor likely will ask us for unlawful territory, so we have a couple of options. Either we do what we've done until now, namely attack nations around us, and I really want to attack Munster with the humiliate rival, so I can get some mana points from that by showing strength against them. Again, a new rival can set, and we're gonna go again for Lübeck. I don't know why that was not available anymore, but okay. Gonna reduce our war exhaustion and core this up. We can also do another mission, mutual aid, giving us 200 diplo power, and the next mission is going to give us the spy network construction plus 20 and rebel support efficiency until the end of the game. We're going full on peasant, boys, full on peasant. We can pay the one loan that we have so far, and we're almost on the positive with our income, but we do have 3 advisors, so considering it's actually pretty good, maybe we can change. Yeah, we can change this guy too. Perfect. We can probably recruit a few more units as well. 1 more unit, better than nothing. And we can start integrating our vassals. Gonna start with Saxe-Lauenburg here. There you go. Integrate them 1465 this year. Okay, let's bring back this guy from Verdun. Send them a gift so we get a little bit extra relations. And on the 6th of February, we can start integrating both of these nations. Now that we've grown in size, we can also get some seriously good allies. And we can go for England, France, Bohemia. It really depends what your ambitions are and what your situation is gonna be after the first 20 years. France is always a good idea if you're planning to fight against the Emperor, as is the Bohemians, and in my case, Bohemia is also rival to Denmark, and I will be attacking Denmark soon, so I'm gonna actually ally the Bohemians. I will have 1 more Diplo slot because I'm canceling the military access from Gelre, and because I will be integrating both of these vassals here by the end of the year, so because of that, I can also get the French or the English as an ally. The best option obviously would be the French, as they definitely would prevent any coalition from even forming against me. So let's go for that alliance also, and 6th of Feb, we're gonna start integrating these guys. Idea-wise, guys, Dithmarschen has some insanely good ideas. You get morale of armies, shock damage received -10, and Republican traditions, infantry combat ability, 1 extra merchant, privateer efficiency, and chance to capture enemy ships, dev cost -10, which means they are a great nation to be playing toll as, autonomy change reduction, and goods produced +10, and this mixes in amazing with the other +20 goods produced that you get from the mission, and once you get plutocratic, you get another +10 goods produced, and later on you get another +20 goods produced from mixing in quantity with trade ideas, which is why I recommend you go for quantity ideas first. It's going to help out so much in the early game to get the much needed manpower to fight your wars, followed afterwards by either trade or economic ideas, and later down the line plutocratic ideas and even quality ideas. Why am I going for this build? Because Dithmarschen is actually one of the best nations to be playing toll as, and also because you never go for an admin ideas first, since you want to unlock the second idea set. So you want to use the extra admin points that you have to rush for the second idea set and use admin ideas afterwards, or diplo ideas for your second set. First one always should be military or diplomatic if you have a lot of extra diplo points. Also guys, if we get 5,000 likes on the video, I'm gonna do a second part for this, and I'm gonna show you why the goods produced until the end of the game modifier and the admin efficiency together with the victorious peasantry is ridiculously broken, and how we can turn this small time, let's go to this map mode, one province minor to a massive Russian overpowered nation. That does imply that we're going to be snaking in that area quite a little bit. And don't forget to also check my Twitch channel. You have the link in the description. I'll be super happy to see you guys over on Twitch. I also want to give a very special thank you to all of my patrons and channel members, as well as my Twitch subscribers. Thank you so much guys for all the support. I wouldn't be able to make these videos without you.